This week, we talk about some of the upcoming summer blockbusters, such as Jurassic World Rebirth, Superman, and Fantastic Four First Steps. We also talk about some of our favorite movies to watch when summer arrives, both now and when we were kids. Welcome to the Infinite Taylorverse. Warning.
Red alert.
Ay, 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 ay!
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger!
That's the emergency alert.
This episode is full of spoilers for some of the latest and greatest nerdy movies and shows.
Spoilers.
Listener discretion is advised. Hey guys, Billy here to talk about an extremely crazy opportunity that my beautiful wife Emily and I have. So, we were nominated for this contest called America's Favorite Couple through Variety Magazine. And what it is, there's this competition happening where people get online and vote for America's favorite couple. And after 10 days of this voting, if you win $20,000 and an article about you as a couple in an upcoming issue of Variety Magazine. So I wanted to get on here and take the opportunity for some of you guys to possibly hear this and ask for your help. If you could go vote, that would be amazing. The voting goes between June 30th and July 10th, and you can vote one time a day, each day between June 30th and July 10th. So if you're hearing this, please go to the website and vote. That would be so amazing. The website is americasfavecouple.org/2025/the-tailors-15. To repeat that, it's americasfavecouple.org/2025/TAYLORS-15. I know it's kind of hard to convey a URL over audio, but that's what it is. americasfavecouple.org/2025/the-tailors-15. If you could give us a vote each day for the next 10 days, that will be so amazing. Thank you, listeners. Thank you for your votes. Please go do it. It would mean a whole lot to us. We really appreciate you. Now back to your regular scheduled program. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Infinite Taylorverse podcast. I'm Billy Taylor.
And I'm Taylor Exner.
And this week, we're going to do kind of a special summer episode, and we are going to talk about just some upcoming hits, blockbusters, whatever you want to call it for this summer, and then a few things that we just enjoy watching every time summer gets here. So, just jumping right into that, anyone listening knows that the big three in the next couple of months are the Jurassic World movie, Superman, and Fantastic Four First Steps. And as you've heard the past few weeks, we are so excited about especially the latter two of those movies. But man, Taylor, out of maybe I won't even add Jurassic World to this mix, but out of the other two, which one is the one you're the most anticipating out of Superman and Fantastic Four?
Probably Fantastic Four. I'm so excited for finally the MCU's version of this.
Oh yeah.
And I've wanted the MCU's version of this for a lot longer than I've wanted a new Superman movie. So I'm gonna say Fantastic Four.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome when we finally get to see this well-done, fingers-crossed version of these characters and the fact that they're going to fit in with everything we've seen so far. And I love that even though it's a whole parallel universe, it's still going to fit. And they're so good at that over with Marvel Studios, and I can't wait to see it. But you know me, the one I'm anticipating the most is Superman. That's my man. That's my character. I've loved that character since as far back as I can remember. I have a lot of collectibles in my house, and the one that I've had the longest is this old, Kenner's superpower Superman with fist punching action. The paint's worn off, and he doesn't have a cape. And yeah, I've loved Superman for as long back as I can remember. So the fact that this movie appears to be the most comic book version on screen we've ever received, I'm just so thrilled and excited. I cannot wait. There's a lot of lucky people out there who get to see it a little early. They get to see it with their Amazon pre-screening. I'm going to be on the road with family and out of town, out of state, visiting family. And I'm not going to be able to attend the pre-screening, so I'm just going to have to avoid the internet for a few days and then go see it on the actual opening night in this little town in New Mexico. And yes, I've already researched and looked. They do have a small little, either 6-screen maybe sized theater, and it's for sure going to be there. So I can't wait to see it. And oh man, we're gonna have to like instantly talk as soon as we've both seen it.
Yeah. Yesterday we went to Target to kind of like walk around to blow some time,
Uh-huh.
and I saw all the Superman toys. And my favorite Superman toy wasn't even one from the new movie.
Oh, what'd you
It
see?
was Playmates, the toys where all the people are like with their hands in the air.
Oh
The
yeah, the
little
little people.
hmm They had a Superman one with like 5 different versions of Superman.
Oh yeah, I saw those too, and it's coming at a time where I'm trying to cut back on collectibles if it's not a Funko that I'm going to get signed, and I'm like, oh, of course they're bringing all this Superman stuff out.
Yeah, because even the superpowers
Uh-huh. Oh, the superpowers,
toys,
yeah.
yeah, they have the Fortress of Solitude out, I saw too.
Yes, and the Mr. Terrific's T-Sphere vehicle. Yeah. It's a good time to be a Superman collector for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, both of those movies are going to be amazing. And at some point, I will have seen the Jurassic World movie, and we'll talk about that as well. And that's a huge franchise, of course. And I feel like this is going to be a fun one. We talked last week about the very interesting looking creature, the genetic mashup creature that's going to be in this movie.
Yeah.
Baby Beluga T Rex.
hmm
But this has me thinking, and longtime listeners will know my answer right away, but when it becomes summer season, what is kind of your go-to must-watch movie, whether it's by yourself or with family or friends? What's something you feel like you gotta watch annually around this time?
Summer movies. Sandlot, I watch every summer, probably about once.
Oh, nice.
Hot Rod, do you ever see that movie?
Oh, yeah, is that with Andy Samberg?
Andy Samberg,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that one. I watch that at least once every summer. The original Jaws is
Oh,
now in my
nice.
summer lineup. Have you ever seen the movie Wet Hot American Summer?
A long time ago, but yeah, I have seen that.
That one's in there. It's mostly like a lot of comedies in the summertime for me. Comedies and I don't know. Yeah, mostly like comedies in the summer for some reason. I watch more comedies in the summer.
Gotcha. Well, for me, I bet I don't even have to say it. You can probably guess what mine is.
What do you watch every summer?
Yeah.
Probably Superman movie. Do you watch a Superman movie in the summer? I don't know.
You're
What
gonna
is
kick
it?
yourself. You're gonna kick yourself. How about this? Take your brain back in time a little bit.
Oh, you watch Back to the Future every summer?
Every single summer, yep.
Okay.
All three of them. It's not always in one sitting, but a few times it's been in one sitting with a couple of bathroom breaks. But every summer, I have to watch the whole trilogy every single time.
That's
And
awesome.
my kids, it's fun because Oliver is starting to love it just as much as me, and he gets excited when it's like, is it Back to the Future time? And it is, and he gets excited, so that makes me happy. The rest of the family, I feel like they're probably sick of me every year, like, oh.
Yeah. Well, at least it's not something like my parents were like super into the movie during Christmas. They would always make us watch
White Christmas.
It's a Wonderful No, It's a
Oh,
Wonderful
it's
Life.
a wonderful. Oh yeah, George Bailey.
Yeah. Oh my God, I hate that movie. And the thing is, I know it's a good movie.
Right,
Don't get me wrong. This is how I feel about Lord of the Rings too, which
right,
is
right.
like it's not the fact that they're bad movies. I am objectively understand that these are wonderfully made, incredible movies.
Yeah,
But
you just
that
done. You done.
I can't. I am so burnt and smoked by It's a Wonderful Life that by the end of it, I just think George Bailey's just kind of a whiner, and he should have been able to figure that out himself without having an angel come. Like George Bailey is the most stubborn person, and then all of a sudden it has to take a miracle for him to get his life together. I don't know. I just yeah, it's just one of those things for me. Like I can go on a rant about it, but I've just seen it too many times at this point.
No, you're not wrong.
To the point where I've like forced Christmas vacation onto my family.
Right? You're like anything but that movie.
Yeah, let's watch a good Christmas movie. That's not so ugh.
Right?
And they love it every year. I don't understand. My sister likes it too. I don't get it.
Yeah. Now you got me kind of thinking of Christmas movies. There's a handful I have to watch every year. It's weird. This past Christmas, I guess what makes that this my 40th Christmas, for the first time ever, I wasn't just dying to watch Christmas movies. And every year, I'm so excited to pull out, Home Alone, Christmas Vacation, all the classics. I wasn't
Hmm.
in some dire rush this past year. We only watched things as my kids kind of wanted to.
Yeah, that happens. You get in a rush.
Yeah. The thing about Back to the Future, the past maybe 5 years, they have all these comics now that are sequels to the movie, and I
Hmm.
have all of them in trade paperback form. As soon as I finish Back to the Future Part 3, I pick up those books, and it's like I have to read those too because it keeps the story going. And
That's
yeah,
funny.
I would love for them to, even if it was animated or whatever, I would love to see some of these things. But that's one of the things the creators have said, nope, you're never going to see on screen anything continuing these movies or rebooting these movies. I think was it Robert Zemeckis was like, not while I'm alive, which makes me wonder if they ever will in the future do that because these people aren't going to live forever.
Well, they did the cartoon.
Well, yeah, I guess they don't count the cartoon as in canon. Now, the cartoon is very different, and it's because it's more educational, if that makes sense. It was a show to teach
Yeah,
kids things, but the comics, I think in one of them it had a foreword by Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis, and if you read it, it says it's a whole multiverse, blah 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 blah, and time travel's weird, and blah 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 blah. And I think he considers the
yeah.
comics canon, but I don't know. I would love to watch it on more of it on screen. But I'm also from that mindset of more or different does not take away from the original. Some people feel like it ruins the original. I'm like, well, that's just not my mindset.
Yeah. Well, cool.
Yeah. I'm trying to think when I was a kid, one of my favorite movies to watch, and I don't think I've shown it to my kids at all. And I was just thinking about this the other night. One of my favorites to watch was The Mask with Jim Carrey. When's the last time you watched that?
I watched it not too long ago, within the last year and a half. It's not for kids.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think I've watched it since high school or early college.
Yeah, I watched it. Oh man, I can't even remember why. I want to say I watched like a bunch of non-superhero movies
Uh-huh.
like a couple years ago in a row because that was a Dark Horse comic.
Right.
But yeah, I remember it being a lot more kid friendly than it was, and then watching it and being like, oh.
Yeah. This ain't for kids.
No, no, no. Not at all. It's hilarious as I was a kid and I saw it, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's still fun. We did watch the one that comes after it though. Don't do that to yourself.
Right. I feel like I kind of recall the crappy C-list sequels are way more for kids than the original was.
They are, and they're also way worse.
Yes. They usually are.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of The Sandlot, this past year we finally sat down with our kids and watched it for the first time. And when we were, searching through all the streaming services, there's a Sandlot 2 with a whole different set of kids at a different ballpark. And I have to say, first, it is nothing like the original, nowhere near as good. Nothing ever is. And it was by no means a masterpiece. But as far as those random, unnecessary sequels go, it wasn't the worst one I ever saw. It had a good little plot of kids being friends, playing ball. For what it wasn't a dumpster fire.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of moving pieces with a Sandlot movie. I feel like you can still make a decent movie out of that
Yeah.
concept.
Kids,
It's
baseball,
not.
friendship, the end.
Yeah, and what's funny is that concept of random sequels to movies getting worse only is that rule if it has to do outside of the sci-fi or horror genre. And
Yeah,
then once you get into that genre, it's almost like the eighth one is amazing.
right.
Do you know Hellraiser has like 12 movies?
Yeah, there's so many of them.
Yeah, same thing with like the Puppet Master movies, Nightmare on Elm Street. There's like a decent amount of those. And the fandom, for the most part, has love for those ones. So it's
Yeah,
kind of weird how like it changes depending on genre of film.
yep. I'm thinking back of other movies we recently showed our kids for the first time. Mrs. Doubtfire, that's one we recently showed the kids for the first time.
Yeah, that one's pretty summary.
Yeah,
Or cool.
right, right. There's so much about that movie that's so nostalgic and it's hilarious. And of course, it's peak Robin Williams. But on the flip side, there's so much problematic stuff happening in that movie.
Oh yeah.
I haven't watched it in so long. Just looking at it as a husband and a dad, even my wife was like, he was goofy. He had a steady job, but he was just goofy. Like, he wasn't a bad guy. So, them getting a divorce, first of all, seemed kind of dumb. There was a problem that she didn't want to work through, didn't want to talk through. You're a little childish, and I don't like that. Let's talk it through. It's like, no, let's get a divorce, and you
Yeah.
can't see your kids. So that part was kind of looking at it with adult eyes. Of course, all that has to happen, or you don't get the movie. But the
Well,
person,
they didn't want to make the dad irredeemable. That's the hard part. You got
right,
to give
right.
him a reason. So really, it's for the plot that he got divorced for a stupid reason.
Yes, exactly. And then, of course, someone you've been married to for forever and have kids with, you can't tell that's him. I don't know.
Yeah.
But again,
Yeah, I don't
this is
know.
just looking at it with grown-up eyes. Of course, all that stuff has to happen or you don't have a movie.
Yeah.
In the same vein of, people not knowing that Clark Kent is Superman because of his glasses.
Yeah. Well, Superman fans, Billy would say it's not just the glasses. He holds himself differently as well.
Absolutely. I love the way when you look back at the Christopher Reeve movie, you can physically see the man transform. And same with this new movie. When, he sits down to get interviewed by Lois, his whole voice changes. The way he sits changes. Now, obviously, watching that trailer, Lois knows it's him, but it's just the whole demeanor changed and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
this was a random little tidbit that I recently saw a post from James Gunn. Someone made some, offhanded comment about it's so stupid how a pair of glasses, you can't even tell it's him because of a pair of glasses. And James Gunn posted a panel from an old Superman comic book. And in this panel, said something about how Superman wears hypnotic glasses and the glasses actually have a hypnotic effect that help people not know it's him. And that'll be kind of silly if they bring that into the movie, kind of crazy. But he posted this panel. You can go find it on his social media within the past week or something. But anyway, yeah. Movies definitely need these, things that seem logical to us. But if you think about it, the movie wouldn't even happen without them.
Yeah, exactly.
This is off topic from movies, but speaking of things that were Dark Horse comics and now they're movies, I've been really into the show Resident Alien lately, which I was unaware until I started watching it that it began as a Dark Horse comic. But that show is so funny and so clever, and they've got sci fi, they've got time travel, they've got space travel. It's funny. The most recent season, getting all caught up with it, I think I'm like 2 episodes behind because now I'm caught up with live TV. But man, anyone listening, if you have not watched this, oh my gosh, please go watch it. It's so good. Did you ever happen to read any of those Resident Alien?
Yeah, like, oh man, from like forever ago, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I've read like one or two, or at least I had a friend who read them or something. Like I don't remember any. I remember it being funny, but that's about it.
I need to go look them up. I wonder if the comics are a little more serious in tone than the TV show, because the TV show is hilarious, but yeah, it's so good. I saw a recent thing online. A whole bunch of those guys were at a con somewhere in maybe Oklahoma or something like that. That'd be super cool. I've always wanted to meet Alan Tudyk.
Yeah,
He's in
me
so
too.
many things. He's about to be robot number 4 in the new Superman movie.
That man loves being a robot.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Let's see. Anything you want to add to the mix that I haven't maybe brought up or thought of?
Old Will Smith movies, like Independence Day and Men in Black. I always tend to watch those more in the summer too.
Oh yeah, especially Independence Day. I mean, how appropriate, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Those Men in Black movies are so funny. And I remember when I think it was the third one came out, I thought, oh, come on. This is going to be like one of those, unnecessary sequels. But I actually really liked it. That's the one with,
Yeah,
of course, time travel. I am a sucker for time travel. And yeah, those are good ones. My kids have not watched those. I feel like that'd be fine for them to watch. I'd have to watch
yeah,
the Men in Black movies in the next couple
yeah,
weeks.
yeah. Well, fun for you. My kid's still too young. He gets
Yeah.
scared, I think.
Well, cool. Yeah, you guys listening, when this episode airs, hit us up on social media. Tell us what are the things you have to watch, you love to watch when it's summertime, and whether it's a movie or a show, or you can even tell us books you like to read or games you like to play. But yeah, hit us up. Let us know what are you guys into, and if it's something we haven't checked out, maybe we'll just have to go check it out.
Yep, absolutely, guys.
But hey, as for us here at the Taylorverse, I've been Billy Taylor.
I'm Taylor Extra.
And you guys know this. You have to go watch Superman. You have to go watch Fantastic Four. You have to. But yeah, go do that. Come back next week, guys. Same Taylor time, same Taylor channel.
Peace out, Girl Scout.
Bye.